What's up, everybody? It's the Bipolar Prophet, and welcome back to Old Ridge Farm and Farming Simulator 15. So you can see it's a few hours later than the last time you guys were with me, and I feel much better. Phil, come along, and we're going to go pick up the rest. We're going to go pick up the bales, I should say, over on the pig and beef meadow that we cut a couple days ago. You know, they've been sitting there and they need to be picked up. But yeah, I feel a lot better. You know, had a lot of work. I can tell you, putting these wheels back on, or swapping them from the row crops to the regular flotation tires, that was not fun. But that noise kind of pounded the last little bit of fuzziness out of me. So ready to go. Busy day here in Old Ridge. Let's get to work. Let's jump. Oh, actually, before we do that, we have to get Phil here to follow us, but he's not going to do it from there, is he? Let me move up a little bit. Now, this is probably a bad idea, trying to get him started on a corner like this, but you know, BP. Let's try it anyway. Control F, and let's see what happens. All right, Phil, all you got to do is follow me. So, yeah, I thought it would be neat to use the case, the big case with the front loader and all that, because I hardly ever use it as a front loader. So I figured, let's try that. Let's give that a shot. It could be fun. So, gonna go pick up these bales, and I kind of got to get a move on too. I was kind of messing around. We were doing some stuff at the shop, and I was kind of messing around, and I sort of got behind on the time a little bit. I need to get a move on. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to pick these bales up, get them back to the dairy. It's not that many, so depending on the time, I may stack them up. If not, I got to get the roll belt, my New Holland roll belt baler, over to the main farm, to the wash pad, spray it off, get it as clean as I can, and then go to Chad's to make this trade with the gentleman for his Crone Square baler, assuming it all works out, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna. I don't think we're going to have any issues with it. I'm sure from the way he described it and from the pictures he showed me on his phone, it looked really good. It's older, obviously. It's had a lot of bales run through it. I'm sure there's some wear and tear and stuff on it. I'm sure there'll be some maintenance bits that I'm going to have to do to it. But that's okay. It's worth it to me to get into it. So. And also, I wanted that brings up another point. It's another good opportunity for me to explain another sort of story bit of this map and how I do it. Somebody had mentioned, if it was the B&M Crone baler, you'd have to say it fell off the back of a truck for you to get a $5,000 kickback for a used roll belt. Well, when I want to buy something for this farm, when I want to buy something for this map, or if I want to trade something, or if I want to buy something used, because we all know there's no such thing as used equipment in Farm Sim, right? But if I want to, introduce a story element where something is used, and I'm buying it from somebody other than the dealer, what I do is I look at the price, and I honestly believe, and we'll have a look at it later, but I honestly believe the price of this baler, and this, I should point out that this is the Crone 1280 or 120, hyphen 80 baler. It's not the 1290. It's not the big pack, the newer big pack and all that. It's an older one, and I believe the price was $18,000. So if you take the $18,000 of the price, and this is the real price, the price in the game, the price that the mod creator actually set for this baler, if you take the price of that baler and you look at the price of a New Holland roll belt baler, which is obviously set by Giants, which is $53,000, you cut that in half, that comes to what? $21,500, right? So you take the $21,500, you subtract it from the $18,000, and that gives you the kickback that you need. And I said $5,000, but I was doing the math in my head. It's more like $3,300, and that's what it's going to be. And that's where I get that number from. It really is that simple. So, all right, is Phil in the field? Almost. I'm going to get him. I will get him. Let's see, Control F, get that off. I'll get him over here somewhere. Make it a little easier to load the bales. Plus, I got to set it up so that he auto-loads these bales when I bring them over. Let's see. Standard hay rate. Yep, all set. And start automatic loading. Is it going to grab a bale? It is. There was one bale that was just close enough for it to grab, but that's fine. No problem with that. And we will jump into the tractor. Jump into this. Enable automatic loading. We can turn... I was going to turn the F1 menu off, but you know what? We won't do that just yet. And let's grab some bales. So These bales should be good. They've been sitting out here for a couple days now. They should be good and dry, so should be fine. No, can only grab two round bales, obviously. No, not a problem. The reason I kind of like doing it like this too, to step out of the story for a minute, is that I can do it in the cab. If I were to do this manually, where I was actually, sticking the forks through the bales and having to get them to the trailer and all that, I would have to do a lot of it out of the cab. But this way, at least it's reasonably realistic. I can do it from outside the cab, from inside the cab, and, I don't have to worry about messing around trying to get them on a trailer, which, even if you're good at it, and there are many of you out there that are awesome at it, but even if you're good at it, it's still a fiddle sometimes, right? Because farm sim physics, we all know that. This way, I don't have to mess with it. It looks good, it's fun, it's enjoyable, it makes me want to do bales, it doesn't make me want to rage quit the game, so... Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I just realized I don't have my soil mod HUD up. Not that. Not that. It's Alt, you silly. Bring my soil mod up here and see what we're looking at here for soil conditions, for grass conditions. Oh. So we are slightly acidic, 69% moisture, which is great, and 4 and 4. So, slightly acidic. Slightly acidic scares me because every time I try to correct slightly acidic, I end up going, moderately alkaline. I wonder if I shouldn't just leave that alone. Or should I come down here, spread some lime, and spread some slurry, because the pK is not bad, but the N's a little low. Not really sure what I should do here. Obviously, I have some other things that need to be done before that anyway. I have wheat to cut, I have OSR to cut, I have straw bales to pick up. And then I have all the other meadows that I've recently plowed up and replanted to go through and check and see how they're doing too, and see what they need. Because obviously, as I've said, when I changed the GRLE file and I made all the and I made the changes to the map and then had to change the GRLE file, that kind of screwed up soil mod. So I went and got my a backup copy of my GRLE files. Installed that. That sort of made soil mod go, I don't know what you want me to do for a minute. It finally figured it out, and then now we're in a good spot, I think. So, but lots to do before I really worry about this grass again. I will have to cut more meadows. There's no way this bit of grass I have, this bit of hay I have lasts me, any length of time. The herd's too big. I'm actually going to run out of silage pretty soon too. So luckily the corn will be ready in a couple of days. We'll be able to chop that. So we might just make it with the silage we have, just run out, and then be able to refill it again, and then have to wait, 6 days for it to ferment, 6 game days, and then so the cows are just going to have to eat hay and some other stuff till I can get some silage. I cut it a little too fine. I planted the corn a little too late this year, and that's my own fault, obviously. So. I wonder if anybody has any fermented silage that they'd be willing to sell me. I'd have to have a look at that. I'd have to call around and see if anybody would be interested in selling me some silage. It's unfortunate. This is one of those things because in real life, would you use silage during the summer? Of course you wouldn't. You'd be pasturing your cows, right? They'd be out in the meadows, chewing grass, and all you'd be doing is giving them supplements and some minerals and water and things. You wouldn't be worried so much about silage. You'd be doing silage right now for the winter. You know what I mean? But because of the game, to get the maximum production out of the cows, I have to do mixed rations, and to do mixed rations, I have to do silage. So. I was just thinking about this while I was picking up those bales. This process makes this so much fun and so relaxing and so easy that I can actually hold a conversation while I'm loading bales. Imagine that. Any other way, I'd be, and freaking out and not being able to hold a conversation. But now, at least I can. Love it, love it, love it. Awesome. Z, thank you. And they go on the trailer nice and neat, and they stay on the trailer, and I'm sold. I'm sold. I'll only ever do bales like this again. This is the only way I'm ever going to do it. It's 8:30. I wonder, are we going to have time? Because this gentleman called me a little while ago and said he would be over at Chad's at 9 o'clock. So, and I still need to spray off the baler. I still need to make sure I don't have, there's not 50 pounds of straw sticking out of the pickup and everything else. Make sure there's nothing loose or, or glaringly wrong with it. So we may not have time to stack these. And then you know me, I'm going to be all excited to use my new toy, and I'm going to want to go over and bale that straw right away. So I should... Oh, no. What was I doing? Right here. Up. Thank you. Nice to have Phil jump out and, strap him up after I load him, so... Phil's a little cautious. Normally you wouldn't have to strap the entire stack like that. You would strap the front ones and the back ones, especially where I have the the crop ladders on either side of the trailer. But he's a little cautious and he likes to throw straps over them all. Okay, very good. Not a problem. Do whatever you got to do, Phil. It's why we carry all those straps. So, all right. Now this is where I have to jump out of the cab to make sure I didn't miss it. Have I missed a bale anywhere? Is there one parked over here in the corner that I may not be aware of? No. Okay, so that is all the bales off of this meadow. It's funny, when you're zoomed out like this meadow looks huge, but when you're, mowing it or baling it, it's really not. I gotta go around the other side now to unload this one. And of course I'm on the wrong camera, but that's okay. I can live with it for this short period of time. Yeah, I got to say, bale handling with this case is not bad. It's a big tractor. I think... No, that's not what I wanted you to do. That's not what I wanted you to do. What? Okay. I don't know. Something got screwed up in the lock script there, but it's fine. I'm not so worried about that. So it will sort itself out. In fact, you know what I could do? Suspend your disbelief, everybody, for a minute while I fix that. O, and then B. And there we go. Fixed. Phil, you're a genius. You're a legend. Top man. I mean, who can do that quick? Phil is amazing, huh? Okay. Let's, no, I don't want to unload either. And I'd like to hide the unloading help. Thank you. All right. Now, we are definitely not going up the farm track out of here. There's no way. Not with that trailer, not full of bales. He'll just get stuck on the bridge, and then it'll be a big event, and I'll have to call this guy and be like, yeah, I'm going to be late because I got a tractor and a bale trailer stuck on a humpback bridge over here. So, and I don't want to do that. So we'll just go out the long way. So what do we end up with? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14? Is it 14, or can BP not math again? Nope, it actually is 14. Very good. I'll take it. 14 bales off this field, which, considering this time last year when we were really struggling with grass conditions and everything, I was getting 6 bales. So, yeah, that's a more than double of yield increase. I will take that all day. All right, you can now follow me. We'll go back to the dairy. I'll hop in this. Raise that up just a little bit so I can sort of see between it. Go back to the dairy. Yeah, I'm not going to have time to stack these. I'm going to have to grab the roll belt, run that over to the wash pad, get that hosed off, and then we'll go get the Crone baler. That's going to be another having to suspend your disbelief, unfortunately, because obviously there's not going to be an actual person standing there. I'm not going to be having an actual conversation. You know what I mean? I guess what I could have said was that we made the transaction already. He dropped his baler off for me to pick up, and he'll come back to pick up mine. I guess we could say that because unfortunately there's no way for me to actually simulate the conversation unless I just talk to myself, which is going to be silly. So let's just put it this way. I'm getting that baler. I don't know how that would ever happen. I don't know how it would ever work. But wouldn't that be cool? Especially games that lend themselves to role play, like Farm Sim, like Euro Truck, like Flight Sim, games like that, like simulation games in general, because you're simulating an actual activity. So, obviously you can role play any game, but for for simulation games, they're really made for that. You know what I mean? They're really almost tailor-made for that exact activity. And wouldn't it be cool if you could just have, if you could script in certain things, you know, certain events where, you know, yes, I want to go pick up a baler from somebody. I want to have a conversation with this person. You know, I want, and then he'll look at my baler, I'll look at his. We'll decide, you know, and then we'll, you know, each take our balers and go. Wouldn't it be cool if you could script that in, you know, if you could script in the events and things? I don't know how that would ever work, but man, that would be awesome, because that would raise the immersiveness level of the game to a whole, you know, that'd be a whole different world. That would be so amazing, you know, to be able to say, to be able to actually have a Perry, and actually have a Phil, you know, to have a Pete, you know, to have a Kylie, to have a Paul, and all that. That would just be fantastic. Now, I'm not sure why I came in this way, but it doesn't really matter one way or the other. It doesn't really matter which way the bale trailer is pointed. I can unload it from any direction. So what I will do is I'll pull over here so he pulls down this way. And stop about there, I think. Make sure you set the brake. Jump out. Laggy lag. It's getting cloudy too. That's another reason it's getting a little laggy. Turn that off. Now, I will sort of get you in a direction that I'd like you to face in your typical unloading spot over here in front of the manure bunker. So, whoa, turn. Nope. My wheel is acting up lately, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if I have a setting sort of conflict or whatever, but it's been acting a little strange lately. I mean, it still works perfect. Just in Farm Sim, see, I've got the wheel turned all the way, and it doesn't want to turn, so I don't know what's going on with that. I may need to completely reboot this wheel, to be honest. That could be very well be a thing. Okay, which way do I want to unload these now? Are they going to unload the... Yep, that will work. Very good. Thank you. All right, excellent. I will have a look at these... Oops. Begins. I will have a look at these bales, though. Oh, you know what? It's only 8:30. It doesn't take very long to stack bales. I think we have time to stack them. Yeah, they're not bad. The humidity's come down a little bit, which is good, you know? Yep, very good. Very good. I think we will have time to stack them. It's only 8:30. Let's go ahead and get these bales stacked up. Why not? Nope. Okay. Now, unfortunately, only half of this process is automatic. You know, I still have to fiddle with them in the shed. But that I don't mind so much. You know, because as I've said over and over and over again, I'm not looking to have the perfect bale stack and all that. You know, you guys that do it, it's so impressive. It's so much fun to watch. But for me, it's not that big of a deal. You know, I'm not really looking for that. So I'm still going to get them in the general vicinity of each other and move on. That's really all I'm looking for. Are they going to stay there? I bet they don't stay there. Nope. Oh, yeah. They sort of drifted down into their little crevice there, so that's good. Very good. Whoa. Jeez, JCB. Who left that there? That would be me, of course. I'm always blaming the guys, too. Why'd you leave that tractor there? Why'd you leave that implement there? And they're like, BP, that was you. I mean, you know, no farmer ever says, oh, you know, I'll do that later. Or that'll be okay for now. You know what I mean? I'm the only person who ever does that. I'm the only one who does that sort of stuff. I need to finish jobs. I need to not just leave stuff and then go, oh, no, back up. That's why I can't do this in the cab, because I just cannot see. I don't have the depth perception to know where I am in relation to the next set of bales. So I don't know. This may not be great, I don't think. Well, it might be all right. Let's find out. Nope. That's going to be a disaster. Too much space between them. All right, do you want to come off the fork? No, you don't want to come off the forks even, huh? Now it's a pile. Now it's officially a pile. I gotta back up so I can actually grab that other one again. Ah, to hell with trying to stack them on top of each other. I don't have time for that right now. Why am I not, Something has happened to the... Something has happened to my, I don't know what's going on here. Something weird is going on with these forks all of a sudden. I couldn't relock the bale. I don't know what was going on. I don't know. Oh God, I'm breaking farm sim. You're so bad at bale stacking, BP. You're breaking farm sim. Seems to be working all right now. I guess I'll just not worry so much about trying to get them in a stack, you know, because a stack for me, as I always say, always just turns into a pile. So there's plenty of room in the shed to just stack them up in front of each other. So let's just do that. You know, in real life, obviously, bales are so much easier to work with. You know, they slide on the forks, they slide off the forks. You know, you're always going to get the fussy one occasionally, but you know, in general, you can do this at a much greater pace with much greater precision. You know, just the weird farm sim physics and collision boxes and everything. And you know, and to be fair, it can't be an easy thing. You know what I mean? To take an object, basically a static object, make it movable, give it collisions, give it physics, and all this other stuff. You know, and then expect it to work 100% perfectly. Everybody complains about bales and things like that, you know, and logs, and yes, should it work better? You know, bales certainly work a lot better than they ever did. Oh no, watch this. Oh, it didn't become an explosion. Imagine that. 13, that would have been bales on somebody else's map. But, you know, I think sometimes gamers are unfair to the developers, you know. We want things to be exactly perfectly right all the time, without fail, without excuse, without patching, without anything, you know what I mean? And obviously that's unrealistic, you know. This is a very complicated set of things going on right here. You know, you've got the weight of the object, you've got the mass, you've got the physics of the object, how it moves in relation to everything else, how it's supposed to react when you put it down, when you pick it up, and all this other stuff. All these other calculations that have to go on, you know, and to be honest, I think that Giants, this though can definitely stop doing that. I think Giants, for the most part, has done a pretty good job with it. So, and that is, of course, my opinion, and you are entitled to your own. Although I will say these bales are getting a little sticky, and that happens sometimes. If you get a lot of bales next to each other and you start moving a lot of bales and start doing a lot of different things with bales, they tend to get a little sticky, meaning they want to stick together. The collisions want to sort of collide and lock together and not allow you to move them too much, you know. And then you end up with what I have now, which is a pile, you know. And I'm going to blame that on the physics, not on my complete shit bale stacking skills. Sounds good, right? Why not? Any chance, if I maybe unlock these, any chance I can do this out of the cab? Probably not. But at least if I unlock them, I'll know when I hit the other bales. Like that. Yep, that's a pile. Whatever. These bales are not going to last very long anyway, so it's not really going to be that much of an issue. And they're not going to come off the forks. Of course they're not. Oh my god. I made a massive mess out of this. What a surprise that BP made a mess out of bale stacking. I don't know, maybe I'll straighten it out later. One good thing about these auto-loading forks is it's very easy to straighten out, you know, your mess. You just go in there, pick them all up, put them somewhere, and then put them back in 2x2 again. So, look at that. That took almost no time at all. Awesome. So, this is what's going to... So, I know I hate when I do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to sort of alter the story midstream. I'm going to say that we're going to go over and get that baler right now. Say that, you know, the transaction's already been made, blah, blah, blah. And I'll bring the roll belt over at the same time. We'll wash that off. And then we will do a couple of rows of round baling, I think, just to sort of get a feel for it, just to kind of get a start on it, you know. And then we'll be finishing that off in the next episode and picking up those bales and having, you know, more bale fun with it. So And I will say that round bales are much more of a pain in the ass than square bales are. Square bales, you know, stack, done. Crash my two most expensive tractors into each other. Great job, BP. Are you sure you're still not drunk? But yeah, so let's drop this off first of all. Get rid of that. Back this up. Go grab the roll belt. Might as well use this tractor. Why not? We'll go spray it off. Obviously, I know it's mechanically sound. You know, there may be some bent panels and, you know, some chip paint and, you know, maybe a couple of loose bolts, you know, that I might have missed. But overall, it's mechanically sound. So, you know, this has had its share of bales run through it too. So, in fact, it's got a bale in it now. This guy's going to get, you know, guy's going to get a free bale. I wonder if I'm going to get a free bale. I doubt it. All right, off to the wash pad we go. I can turn this off now. Oh, those bales. I don't know what made them got all sticky. It's just, you know, it's a hit or miss thing with the physics. You never know. You never know what's gonna kick off the physics cascade, you know, of disaster that, you know, farm sim can be sometimes. But oh well, they're all in the shed, so that's all that matters. Oh, that's why I'm getting lag. Because Old Ridge turned the lights on because it's cloudy. Very good. It's not supposed to rain. So, yep. That's why I'm going to get that lag right there because there's a pretty good concentration of lights right there. I may need to go into Giants Editor and fix that because it's too much. There's too many lights right in that one area, and it causes a lot of lag. So. Old Ridge, why you do this? It's not even dark. Ugh. Oh well. It's all that electricity that Mike helps him generate, you know. They can afford to turn the lights on when it's, you know, slightly dark out. I don't know why I came this way. I should have came the other way because now I just got to backtrack. But oh well. Not thinking clearly as usual. Let me just check the weather real quick. No, it's just going to be cloudy. Cloudy today, cloudy tomorrow, hot on Saturday. Well, 25, not so bad. And then more something coming out of the sky on Sunday, whether it be hail or whatever. And you just know that I will be needing to harvest something on Sunday. Well, it'll have to wait till Monday. That's just all I can do about it. No. All right, let's get this. I'll pull this up here. We'll get this sprayed off. That will do. We'll leave you running because this won't take very long. It's not that big of an implement, so. No, not that. What is it? R? R. Now, where's the actual wash trigger? Right there? Probably. Well, roll belt. Baler, who's been with me since pretty much I walked into the farmyard here at Old Ridge, you've been fantastic. You've done everything I've asked you to do. You've worked, you know, amazingly. I've had no issues with you except for maintenance-y stuff. Thank you so much. Kind of gonna miss this bale a little bit, you know, but I wonder. I have a couple of minutes. I should probably wash the tractor too because it's filthy. Let's go ahead and wash the tractor as well. Why not? Because sometimes Chad's guys give me the look, you know, if I go over there with a really filthy tractor, they're like, man, you know, for the money you spend, can you take care of them a little bit? The problem is that they just get dirty so fast, you know. I'd have to wash them every 10 minutes, and I'm not doing that. All right. Off to the shop. Can we go out on the road, though? Let's go out on the road, not across the grass, because we're going to start using that grass. We're actually going to cut that grass and bale it and, you know, get the 2, 3, 4 bales off it that we'll get. Why not? Use it all. You know, the herd's not getting any smaller. Its grass requirements are not becoming any less. That's for certain. I think if I'm going to be 100% honest, I think the fact that I made such a mess of those bales, those grass bales, is because I'm so excited about getting this baler. I know it's a silly thing, but it's a big deal to me, you know? I'm really, really looking forward to using this, so. And there it is. There it is. There's our, and I will leave this right next to it, actually. There is our Krone Big Pack baler. Again, used, you know, a used one, as you would expect. So, because the new one is just way, way, way out of our price range. So it's the 12080, or the 12080, depending on how you want to say it. Krone Big Pack. This is actually, I believe, a B&M model. And I have tested it, and it works very well. It makes, you know, just the standard in-game bales, a lot of animations, a lot of cool things about it, you know. But so there it is. There's our baler, guys, and I cannot wait to use this. Obviously, at my resolution settings, you know, when I walk right up to it, it's a little pixely, but that's not the model's fault. That's mine. But yeah, so there you go. They cleaned it up nice, too. Looks really good. Oh, very cool. All right, well, let's get hooked up to this bad boy and get it over to the home field and see what she'll do. Now, I think I'm going to end up being relegated to using my big case here for this baler. Not so much because of its power requirements, but it is pretty heavy, so. Oh, the beacon even works. A lot of times you get those, you know, you get those sort of added aftermarket beacons where I'm just going to make sure I don't smash into my old baler and bust it up on the guy. A lot of times you get those aftermarket beacons that people install on stuff, and you know, the wiring is kind of sketchy, and it's just sort of held in place with zip ties and duct tape and stuff, and it gets knocked loose and they don't work, but this one works, so that's fantastic. All right. Oh, I wanted to go to the home fields. I shouldn't have went this way. Oh well, we'll see how she pulls on the road. She is a little heavy. I can feel the weight of it, but it's not bad. How are the brakes? Whoa, it's got brakes, that's for sure. Woo. Cool. Excellent. Very, very good. So because I know this episode is turning out to be a pretty long one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down to the home fields. We're going to try to make one bale. And then, although, of course, because of the way square balers work, we might only get one bale off the home fields. Who knows, right? And then I will call it an episode. In the next episode, we'll be finishing it up. I can't say that word. Finishing that field up. There we go. And getting the bales on the trailer, getting the bales back to the dairy, getting them stacked up. And by that time, it should be late enough that we can actually probably start cutting, probably wheat. Or no, I'm sorry, OSR. We'll do the OSR first and then cut the wheat later in the afternoon when it really heats up. So that's the plan for the next episode. But let's get through this one first. I'm so excited. It's so dumb. It's such a silly thing, right? It's a baler, BP. Have you never used a baler before? Of course you have. Have you not made, 1,000 bales in your farming career? Or 500,000 bales in your farming career? Of course you have. But it's still fun. It's still exciting. So one thing he did tell me about this thing is that it's really loud. So I may close this back window. Probably a good idea to close the back window when you're baling anyway, just so you don't have stuff flying through it. Because the back window of this tractor, like most tractors, like most tractor glass of any kind, is impact resistant. So it doesn't do you any good if it's open and something comes in and caves in the back of your neck. I was going to rake this, but you know what? I'm too excited, so I'm not going to do it. So we'll just get that closed up. I know I need to unfold this, right? So there we go. Oh, still on. I see. That's why I can't. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Big slide with a scale on it, to tell you how heavy the bales are and all that. All right, here we go. Lower that. Turn it on. PTO shield's not catching on anything, right? Nope, looks good. PTO shield looks good. Pickup looks good. Pickup's moving. Everything looks good, right? Yep. All right. We'll go right down the middle. Let's go right down the middle. Why not? Let's get some reasonable cruise control for this field. I think 5 will work. And off we go. And we're going to right down this and I need to raise this up so I can see. We're going to write down this row right here. And through the beauty of Farm Sim, we can hop out and have a look at it. If you look down there, you can see some. You see the arms moving and the drive shafts turning, and you've got the animations on the front. And like I said, I've tested this. I know it works. So absolutely fantastic. I can turn this off now, and we are now square baling, everybody. Yay! And there's our first bale. This thing does not have the turning radius that the roll belt did. So it's longer, it's heavier, the drawbar is longer, and I don't want to be snapping stuff off, making super sharp turns. So yeah, this thing is having no issues cutting through this straw, no issues picking it up, so that's fantastic. It's awesome. This is going to be, I think this is going to be a very good purchase. Or trade in this case for the farm. I really just want to get one bale to see what kind of bales it makes, The guy was decent about, about filling it up with twine for me and everything, so, I really appreciate that. I did fill up my baler with net wrap, obviously before I brought it over too, so. So we are not quite ready for a bale yet. No, we're only on the second bale, actually. See, I think having a growth cycle in between here knocks some of the straw down, so I probably won't get as much as I would have had I done it directly after harvest, but I just didn't have time. I didn't have time to do it directly after, and I really wanted to square bale it, so. That was a bit of a sharp turn. Now, this does have steering axles on it, and they do seem to be working, so. This has a full auto grease system on it, too. Not quite as advanced as the new ones. This is a single greaser, and it doesn't grease every single part of the baler, but that's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind a little bit of maintenance, This video is going to be 2 hours long because I just want to get one bale to have a look at it, and then we'll finish the baling off screen, and I'll jump back in the cab to do it. I just want to kind of watch the process of this thing. This is a really nice model. It's a really good mod, and I want to say it's B&M. It may not be. I may be wrong, and you guys will probably know one way or the other anyway. But because I've had this for quite a while, and I just realized, hey, you know what? This is supposed to represent an older baler, a used baler. So why can't let's go that way, Hence the $18,000 price tag instead of $122,000 for a brand new, 1290 big bag. Won't be long now before we have a bale. I promise. Yeah, this thing cleans the field nice too. It does a really good job. Very already made like 4 passes with it, right? I haven't even made a bale with it yet. I already like it. So imagine how much I'm going to like it after I put 1,000 bales through it over the years. Okay. You want to slide off there? Oh. What would be cool is if the scale actually worked, on the slide on the back of the baler. If it actually told you, this bale weighs 1,465 pounds, this bale weighs, 1,535 or whatever. That would be really neat, I think. And it could just be some random number that, that could be assigned to it. Don't you come off right there. Don't you, and that's my own fault, but I don't want you coming off in the middle. There we go. Did the weird bouncy thing. Oh well. Okay, let's jump out. Why did I just shout right there? Sorry, guys, didn't mean to scream in your ear. Let's jump out, take a look at the bale. Oh, yeah, makes a good bale, huh? Nice tight bale. Nice square bale, perfect, and this thing is gonna be awesome. So there you go, guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that. As always, let me know what you think. I know this was a bit of a longer one, but you know, I had a lot of stuff I wanted to get done, and I've been so excited about this baler that I just wanted to get it and use it. You know what I mean? So let me know what you think. If you like the baler, you know, if you know anything about it, by all means, please let me know. As always, thanks for coming to the channel. Thanks for liking. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. Make sure to check out the Bipolar Profit Gaming Gives Back Christmas charity event, where I'm going to go on a long walk to raise money for a very deserving family so that they can have a wonderful Christmas and a good New Year. Make sure you check that out. The link for that will be in the description of this video. Make sure you check me out on all the social media that I'm involved in, the links of which are in the description of every video. Make sure to check out everybody on the Monkey Show approved list. They're all great friends of mine. They all make great content, and they're all worth a like and a subscription to their channels. And as always, guys, thank you for being my friends. Bottom line, why I do it, why Bipolar Profit Gaming has been going strong for 2 years now is because of you guys. You guys are amazing, and thank you so very, very much. And thank you for making me a part of your YouTube day. And this is the Bipolar Profit saying, see you later.